By the way, so Cameron pinning Naomi, like,
Jesus,
that should be an instant. She goes back to Gorilla, and someone says, "Vince wants to speak to you
right now."
Vince should have just walked out and given her pink slip during the match.
Now,
Yeah.
I didn't see the actual spot. Can you describe it to me?
She did like she does like the split where she pins you by splitting on you.
Like Melina used to do, right?
Yeah, sort of. But she did this to Naomi while Naomi was face down.
She was prone.
And then she looks at the ref and she's like, "Count it." And he's just kind of looking at her and she's like, "Count it." And
He actually said, "Count what?"
Yeah. And the announcer tried to save it, and they were like, "Oh, she's got to be shoulders up." But
wow.
It was like, you don't understand how pinfalls work, then you shouldn't.
So she did a split like on the back of her neck, and then asked him to count it.
It was more like over the small of her back. I think.
Over the small of her back.
Yeah.
Right. Naomi was face down on her stomach, and she tried to pin her in such a position. Like, to me, the series Botchamania should just end. That should be the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Horrible.
come on. Come on.
But that is just like, like guys like Colt Cabana. I mean, Colt Cabana told this story years ago on his podcast that when he was training, there was some, one of the models that was, going to be a diva, tried to pin somebody and they were face down and they didn't understand why, like, the ref wasn't counting, and someone had to explain to them, like, their shoulders have to be down on their, on their back, like not the other way around. And he was just talking about how, like, disheartening it is that, like, those people have gone on to have fairly successful careers in WWE, whereas he hasn't.
Meanwhile,
Sarah Del Rey is only just training them and not, the Divas champion because she is maybe, not attractive enough, or, like, there's still wrestlers like Mischief and Cheerleader Melissa out there, and meanwhile, we have this freaking idiot trying to pin someone while they're prone, stupid mutt.
I don't see how she doesn't go backstage and have nuclear heat. Like,
yeah, she's done. Isn't she the same bro that was on Tough Enough that said her favorite match was friggin' Alicia Fox?
Mm-hmm. You gotta admit,
Alicia Fox versus Melina.
You gotta admit too, Steve Austin handled that like a pro, because he can't just come out now and say that's not the best match ever. Like, he can't be a dick like towards the divas for WWE, but he just like gently was like,
in all the history of all the matches in the history of pro wrestling, that's the thing,
right? Like
a TV match between two women.
Just terrible. The second she came up, I instantly was just like, she's the worst at everything on the roster.
If you were like Trish Mickey at like WrestleMania 22, if you wanted to like, go with the women, pick like a big match, or like, like Katie Lee Burchill and whoever had that ladder match, or friggin', Trish and Lita, Trish's last match, or something like that. Something big, like a big women's match that was important or was really good. You pick a random.
Because she even said, she was like, "I'm new to all this. I don't know that much."
Can we get a loser leaves town match between her and Eva Marie, and it's a draw?
But like, all she had to do was just pick two big names. She could have been like, what's the two most recognizable names in pro wrestling history?
John Cena, Randy Orton. At that time, just like John Cena, Randy Orton.
Even that, yeah. She could have been like Hulk Hogan and versus the Macho Man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, that's all you have to say. You're like, oh, WrestleMania 5, all right, pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, just say something, you idiot.
Just suck up to Austin and be like, you and The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't know that, like, you're looking at one of the greatest of all time, what's his biggest rival, The Rock? Just say the two of them. You're stupid.
Yeah.
You're so stupid.